Metroid Freezeflame, authored by Connor, is a short zero-mission hack with a very simple premise: never stop moving. The majority of the explorable planet here is either very hot or very cold, meaning you're basically always taking damage. Your health is a very important resource here, something that's used very effectively, especially in the first few moments of the hack when even several seconds outside of a save zone will mean death. Enemies are strategically placed to allow you to collect a little extra juice on the way to your next destination, and droughts of resources can really get you sweating with how pressed for time you feel. At first, I didn't think I'd enjoy this sort of hack, being that I prefer to take my time exploring in Metroid, but I found it incredibly enjoyable in the end. The story here is simple. The Federation have found a planet that's hot as hell, and Samus is tasked with figuring out why everyone is dead. I think. It's really only one screen and you're never given anything else, but that makes the most sense considering everyone is, in fact, dead. The graphical work here is pretty simple, leaning heavily on the cavern tileset with a lot of Federation bases and Chozo ruins scattered about that break up the monotony. The music, again, is pretty par for the course and does its job well. You're not going to be thinking back as much on the presentation of this hack as you will the challenge and satisfaction of finishing it, but it serves the rest of the package well and doesn't distract or detract. One way this hack somewhat pads its short experience is through the use of the fire and ice worlds. Much like Aether, this unnamed planet is split into two worlds, one hot and one cold, and you travel between them using these portals. In general, the icy planet is more dangerous, with fewer save zones, but the two are overall very similar, sharing layouts and graphics. I'm not exactly sure how much the second world adds to the game overall, but I did find it interesting having to traverse some of the early areas in reverse in the other world, making them more challenging or requiring some new ability like the power grip. You get new items pretty quickly in Freezeflame, and there's even an area late in the game reminiscent of Metroid 2's Chozo Ruins areas, where you're finding a lot of power-ups one after another to tackle a later area. I think the most noteworthy moments of this game are the boss fights, aside from the final one. The battles are hectic, brutal, and fast, either in your favor or theirs. The battle with Ridley in particular was daunting, but you quickly realize that the enemies are also much more fragile to compensate for the timer, and the battles are more about keeping your cool than being a total god gamer. Unfortunately, for the final battle with Mother Brain, you're given the Varia suit, meaning that the encounter really isn't too much different than the vanilla battle. Thankfully, it's a brief fight, and immediately after destroying her, the game is over. I finished my first run in about 45 minutes, and I'd imagine anyone with a functioning brain could probably manage to shave a lot of time off of that. There was a single energy tank I never figured out how to get, so I'll leave that one to you guys. Overall, Freezeflame is a great time, and I don't think you'll regret spending the time to run through it real quick. The premise makes the game fairly difficult, but the challenge never felt overwhelming, and even when I lost progress, the game is so tightly designed that I never had to backtrack too awfully far. For all that, I think I'll put the difficulty rating about here. It's tough, but perseverance is all you need to survive the scorching heat and freezing cold of Freezeflame. You can download Metroid Freezeflame over on MetroidConstruction.com. Thanks for watching. This has been Torvus. God bless.